So would you define yourself as a race-conscious leader?
I would define myself as what used to be called a race man. I'm a race man. My grandfather was a race man, somebody who put the race above all. And I don't mean that he thought his race was superior to other races, but the concern for the race was above all. And I think I'm a race man.
And would you say then that working on issues of race doesn't just improve things for the black man, but for this?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. That's the whole point of things. You know, I'm fond of saying, I'm doing America's work.
So then are you a race transcending leader? Do you see yourself
I don't
as?
know. I don't think I'm seen that way. I think I am, but I don't think I'm perceived to be that way. I think I'm seen as someone who's overly race conscious and therefore cannot transcend race. I'm race fixated. I'm, I'm, I'm fixed on it. And I think I am conscious of a large world and a complex world we all live in, made up of many different people. And what helps one helps all, lifts the whole.
Do you have a different leadership style when you deal with all black audiences or mixed audiences or all white audiences?
I
Do you
know I have a
consciously?
different rhetorical style, and it's not radically different, but it is different.
How is it different?
Well, if I'm speaking to an all-black audience or mostly black audience, I tend to speak more in the cadences of call and response, you know, that are familiar to ministers, not just black ministers, but white ministers now, but it's more associated with black ministers. The repetition of phrases and the repeating of rhetorical questions. And I do that deliberately because I know I'm getting a different response. This audience is used to that and in fact expects that. And it's disappointed if it doesn't get that. So I'm deliberately different in that response, in that way. But the basic, I will give the same speech to a black audience tonight and to a white audience tomorrow and get a good response from each audience, but my delivery is very, very different.
Do you think that there are issues for black Americans that are unique to the black community that you would define as different than national issues? You said you were a race man and that you see those issues as good for all America, but if we take it a different way, are there issues that are unique to black Americans today?
There are, and while you're asking the question, I was trying to say, yes, this is, and nothing comes to mind right away. I think there are things that are unique to black Americans that aren't bad for non-black Americans. I mean, they're not, but there are peculiarities of issues. And I think the same is true of Hispanics and other groups and Catholics and everybody else, that every group has some set of issues that are theirs, that somehow or another doesn't touch the larger world in the same way. And what they are, I can't articulate right now, but I think there are such issues. There are these issue differences that make this group distinct and this group distinct and that group distinct.